up, everybody? Welcome back to the Matt Report. It's my birthday today, so this one's going to be a quick one. I just really wanted to get this video out and not draft it up in a blog post because I don't have time for it. In this conversation, I'm calling "This Community is Not for the Taking." This stems from a conversation that I had on Twitter last night. It's an open conversation. This is something that is public knowledge. This is something that the gentleman that I had the conversation with, if he didn't want to say it, he wouldn't have said it publicly. So this is not a call-out video either. This is something that his feelings, or at least the angle that I saw, the way I defined his feelings, is something that I know many people feel, myself included, have felt from time to time. And I just wanted to clear the air for people who might be thinking about this same thing and maybe seeing the community in this same perspective. Now, this also rides side by side with the typical mantra that I put out, which is business isn't easy, right? It's not easy. Just because you do something, just because I'm publishing this video, doesn't mean that everybody's going to subscribe to it or people should retweet this video, 100x or whatever. It's just not going to happen. And I realize that. And that's rule number one to running a business and being involved in a community is you won't always be the focus of attention. It doesn't matter if you parachute off a 100-story building screaming out your business name. You just might go to jail, but you still might not be getting noticed by your peers, your potential customers. It is a grind. It is a marathon. This is the game, right? It's super competitive. Not just on a pound-for-pound basis, like if you're selling a contact form plugin and, gee, what's the other contact form plugin have? Not even that. It's just the competition of attention for somebody to even see that you have a contact form plugin. Now, this gentleman also said, along with the community, is the community didn't support him, and myself included, right? Sort of pointing the direct finger at me, saying that, hey, look, I asked to be on your show when I was launching my next business, and you didn't have me, and maybe countless other people, maybe other people he reached out to or whatever. Well, first I will take a step back from my from my consulting hat, take that off, and talk about my show real quick. It's all about my audience. And if you are coming to my show just to simply pitch your idea, just not going to happen. I'm sorry, I've worked way too hard to get to where I'm at in the microscopic realm of being a popular podcaster. Just work too hard and I care too much about my audience. So that's that. You can't just come to me to be on my show because you've got something else to launch. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be a show that people want to listen to. So there's that. Second, the community is not for the taking, right? The community isn't here just to amplify your business. A community is all about amplifying other people and giving back to other people. That is how the community works. It shouldn't be this number that you look at and say, hey, there's a great community over there. I'm going to get in that community so I can take from it, right? It just doesn't work that way. You should look at a community as, how can I give to this community so that eventually somebody else comes my way and say, hey, Matt's a great guy for that thing over there. Lisa's a great gal for that service that she provides. It shouldn't be this thing like, oh, that's a set number that I can go after and market to all the time, and I'll always have people to amplify for me. It just never would work, right? This wouldn't work. It is a human problem, I realize that. It's not just in WordPress community, it's everywhere. You can see it in Facebook groups and so on when you put hundreds, if not thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of humans together. Local politics. This is exactly what happens. So community is not for the taking. It is for the giving of stuff that you can do for other people. The other thing this gentleman said to me was, look, I have a bigger audience than you. How is it fair, or how are you doing this when I have more people than you? Look, it's all about the content that you're putting out, right? Numbers really don't matter. We talk about this in email marketing all the time. It's not the size of the email list that you have, it's how engaged the email list is with you, right? It has nothing to do about the numbers, it has to do about the content that you're putting out, the great content that you're putting out, and how engaged the audience is, how much they connect with you, at least in the terms of podcasting and video. That's the best that I've seen, right? That's the only thing that works for me, is just continue to engage, be yourself, be transparent as much as you possibly can, as much as what you're comfortable with, and provide content that people want. Podcasting is a strange beast, right? Not everybody can do it well. Not even saying that I do it well. I just know that it's a consistency thing. I keep showing up. I keep putting my name out there. And I might not be looking to monetize it directly. In fact, I don't. I've been doing that report for 3.5 years. The only thing I just recently got into in the last 6 months is selling sponsorships, right? Because I'm trying to make a little bit of money from it as best I can. But it's also a personality, a networking thing. People see how you operate, and then they just recommend other people to not just listen, but to do business with you. And that's what's worked best for me. I mean, that's how I've closed, again, over 6 figures. And that's not even a lot of money in terms of 3 years that I've been doing it. Going on 4 years. I'm sure I could even get more if I really hammered that message a little bit more. But hey, I mean, that's what works. That's what works for me in terms of creating great content and getting people to sort of share this this journey that I'm on. And look, at the end of the day, like, it's so easy for me to say create great content. You hear this from everybody. It's like, create great content and you'll be found. Create great content, people will buy from you, or you'll get more followers or that kind of thing. Creating great content, like becoming great, takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of publishing. It takes a lot of hitting that button and showing up every single day, no matter what happens. That's the thing that people can't really grasp and get their hands around sometimes, because it's tough. It can be a slog. It can be draining on somebody to constantly put out their content, constantly put out their message, and just not have it shared and not have as many likes as they thought. I mean, I don't know how many times I've spent hours creating something, days, weeks even, and nothing happens, right? Nobody retweets it, nobody shares it, nobody likes it, nobody comments on it. But then I'll spend like 5 minutes making some stupid thing, and it'll get shared, ridiculously, or liked so many more times on my YouTube channel. That's the way it is. The important thing is you keep showing up and you keep producing, because that's what you have to do in order to become great. Take a step back and realize that, yeah, you're going to put a lot of effort into one piece of content. You're going to put it out there, and just know that it might not get shared, and get ready to move on to the next thing. That's the best piece of advice. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult to think about things that way, but it's just the nature of the game. Coming from car sales, I mean, 90% of the time there were no customers on the lot. Sort of all about patience is that last variable in all this, which is the hardest thing, right? We have the least amount of patience, we have the least amount of time. It's the most valuable thing that we have. Nobody wants to sit around and wait. And I get it. If you aren't moving the needle, and you haven't put yourself in a position to sort of deal with the ebbs and flows of a business, it's gonna be difficult. Or you can employ a strategy like I do. I do a million things. I try to do things that I can quickly get out there, that I can quickly test, I can quickly see a return on, and I can know what's working and what's not, and I can stop things that aren't performing well, and the things that are performing well, I can double down. But there are plenty of things that have failed in my business that I've sort of done away with. WP Mentor, the Get Julep plugin. I mean, the list goes on. I've created so many different service packages that this audience hasn't seen, but so many different service packages and price points for my custom service clients. I couldn't even begin to calculate the amount of time I've wasted on things like that. But I keep trying. I keep pushing it out there every single day. And that's the important part. And the last thing is, don't get caught up in what other people are doing. Don't get caught up in the successes of your peers or this person that you see over there. It's really not going to get you anywhere. It can be a great motivational factor, but you really have to be the mindset that can balance that, right? You can really say, I like what she has, I'm going to go after that. Versus the very thin line that you walk with on the flip side is, she doesn't deserve that. I can do better, but then you never do anything, right? You just start pointing out at all these people who you feel don't deserve what they have without really knowing the start of their race, right? Where are they in this marathon? Are they on mile 5, mile 1, or mile 20, right? How close to the end of this race are there compared to where you're at? So don't focus on what these other people are doing. Just focus in on what you do really well. Find the things that you do really well at Just because somebody's making $100,000 a month selling WordPress themes does not mean you should go sell WordPress themes. I mean, it's a great market for them, but that doesn't mean they say, well, I'm just going to do exactly what they did, right? Just not going to happen that way. All of the failures that those people have gone through, all of the same lessons that you're dealing with, has culminated to their business, right? That's why they are making the $100,000 a month, is because they've learned all of these lessons, where some people think they can just inject themselves at that finish line without having run the entire race. It's just not going to work. You're going to get disqualified. That's just as simple as that. Hope you enjoy this video, a little bit of a different take on things to a degree. If you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit like if you like videos like this, and don't forget, we're in season 5 of the Matt Report, mattreport.com/season 5. You can listen to the entire season of my podcast there. It's all about WordPress entrepreneurs, professional service providers, business owners, things like that. The one thing that you can do for me on my birthday, if you've made it this far into the videos, head on over to iTunes and please leave a 5-star review if you can. That would be really appreciated. You don't even have to write anything. Just click on the 5 stars and leave that review there. That's the best thing that you can do to support this channel. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.